let's go and get started.
I am so hungry for
So,
vengeance.
how do you solo the Shattered Throne? Or, well, solo Flawless it? I will cover the Hunter Night Stalker strat, which is simply, it's, but you can do it with any class. Just want to get that out there right now. You can do it with any class. The nice thing about the Hunter Night Stalker right now is that when you have 5 Paragon mods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Frosties, you can basically turn invisible constantly. It's kind of amazing. So using this, it's not necessary. Most of the stuff I use, I don't actually use this, but generally speaking, it's very advantageous to simply be able to turn invis when you want just to stay alive. Going in, you will want a void primary or a void weapon that uses the white ammo bricks. Primary ammo, I don't remember what it's called. What goes in your kinetic slot doesn't matter as much, in my opinion. You can use a shotgun, you can use a sniper, use what's according to your play style. And then for your heavy, you're going to want black spindle. If you're not doing a flawless run, you can always go to orbit, visit public events to refill on Whisper of the Worm. And that's very important because later on it becomes a lot easier if you just go grab it rather than waiting for bricks to pop up from Shadow Thrall or something. So I pop this guy a couple times. 1, 2, 5. Try it again. Great. Awesome. So this first part, also if you want a recommendation for your Void weapon, I recommend Inaugural Address for most people. I use a bow because that was my highest when I first did this, and it took me a really long time to get used to the bow, but now I have issues not using the bow. So you'll notice that you got the symbol, the boring bird there, or whatever you want to call it. However, I'm actually going to ignore what it says, and I'm going to take care of 2 groups of ads at the very beginning. The first group of ads, or 4 groups of ads. The first group of ads are these Thrall right here. So we can just clean them up real quick. They're not too dangerous, even if like 3 swarm on you, you still do the dash back and survive. So it's really not a problem to do this. If you're a Warlock, I imagine you throw down a healing rift and you'll be fine. Titan, well, it's a brick wall anyways. Anyways, you want to come up here on the left, regardless of what symbol's first. Hopefully it's not Infinity Snake. If it's a dragon, you'll have guys there that you'll need to take care of. And the next thing I like to do is actually go left right here. The pathway down's back there, but I like to go left down here and spawn a captain down here. So this captain right here, he can sometimes, I've seen him spawn on the bridge above, and it's just nice to get him out of the way so that he doesn't come out and stab you in the back while you're up there with Infinity Snake or dealing with something else. The next thing you want to do is, where are you, Ouroboros? There it is. You'll want to go forward on this bridge just a little bit and then turn around. The reason to do this is that you can spawn the hobgoblins without the other ads bothering you. There's 1 to your right and then 2 to your left. Never mind, there's another one off to the right. It's almost positive. Okay, so there's 2 to the right and 2 to the left. I'm just getting to a better position to go shoot that one on the left. There we go. Come on. He's coming. He's just trying to get to a spot where he can shoot me. So the nice thing about Solid Calamity right there is that you can one-shot the ads when you're at 600 light. If you have the Reverie Dawn set, well, you won't be using Paragon mods, but you can kill them a little bit earlier than 600. But I am 600, so I can one-shot them anyways. I can't one-shot Phalanxes. You can do that if you are 600. So next group are, once again, they're all right here. They're not a favorite. I also will keep track of how many heavy versus spawns and kind of their locations when they spawn. And the reason I do that is that I can be a little bit more reckless with my Ripcord alone. I almost always want to stay at full ammo so that I don't have to farm later. Because the farming takes a while when I'm farming heavy versus. Go away. Go away. Alright. We got a sniper here, and also sometimes the snipers come all the way around and go up behind you, up there. But there is two to the left. Make sure you kill both of them. You head up the bridge a little bit. You've got spawns 2 flanks in front of you and behind you. The ones behind you are a little bit easier to kill eventually. And then you kill the ones in front of you. And then they're going to be hiding. I guess there are 3 snipers to the left. 3 hobgoblins. Anyways. Popping up. And that's 1 down in a second. Alright. Well placed me. Alright, that is all of the ads that you should spawn ahead of time. Definitely. I really don't like this guy because he constantly has his revenge blasting. If you want to take out damage him, you can just go away. If you're ever in red health, that's when you turn invisible or you run away. You really don't want to risk anything when you're flawless. Also, if you're trying to solo this, just so you know, you die, you start over. These guys will spawn by killed the 1B. Stop. Alright. I don't mind using my super on small ads. Clearing this area out. This one is really the axe and bolts you actually don't know. Acolyte's eye, you don't need to worry about too much. They're not as dangerous in Destiny 2 as they were in Destiny 1. Okay. Oh, it was blocked by a thing. Okay. Anyways, there's the end fish. The end fish was located back here. Just right there. Nice thing is I have an upper view, which you won't usually have. This guy is a sniper, which means he'll be able to snipe you from basically wherever. I got 3 shots off. I want to keep the rest, even though I have a heavy hit down there. I already missed some shots earlier. This guy can kill you, by the way, because if you notice, he shoots really fast over and over again. 3, 2, 1. Alright. That killed him. More acolyte buys. Nothing to worry about here. You just shoot someone there real quick. Okay, you do need to kill all the ads. So this is the U-Snake. The U-Snake is, actually I'm being pretty lucky around here, is right down here. Straight across this way. This one is an invisible Minotaur. Something about this guy is that he likes to shoot a lot. Kind of like the previous guy, but basically he's going to be shooting a lot. He'll also warp away like that. Alright, yeah. I'm going to start saving Whisper ammo so I don't have to play down. 1,000 grenades over there. I'm actually pulling I haven't cleared out. You also, there's also a blank down there. I was going to go up and shotgun him, but I forgot that, or I didn't actually clear out all the acolytes yet, and I noticed that I didn't, so that's why I backed off. I think maybe I did a shot or two on them to be teleport back or away. And I also saw on my radar briefly that there was red behind me. I just turned invisible and pulled back. There's no point in being unsafe. The nice thing about him is that his fire pattern is predictable. If you're a little bit lower light though, he's just going to eat your life. So I'm going to go turn invisible. So that's pretty low. And that finishes him off. This is the 2 fish. The circle fish also called. This one is not too bad. As I recall, it's a captain. I think it's a captain with a spread shot. I'm going to grab the heavy ammo now. I'm back to full. As a habit, I like to pick up all of the bricks that I come across, generally speaking, unless I'm in the middle of a big fight, in which case I can wait on it a little bit more. Alright. You go down this, and on the left, between the cracks, this is where, no, this is the flanks, I think. This might be the flanks. Yeah, it's the flanks. There is a cliff behind me, so where I'm fighting here. So because he's right there, I'm actually going to, there's actually a much better spot to fight 2 fish at, because you actually go fight him from above, and not this one. You have to go through Dragon and out the side door. And this will give you a clear shot on 2 fish and the guys in there. If something you learn in this, if somebody's not there and you know they're around there, just keep shooting where you want them to go stand, and they'll actually oblige and go stand, because they want to be nice for some reason. And on top of this, I've been like, here's the Whisper ammo. Another nice thing with my close line is I have explosive rounds, which means that if he gives me these blocks, I damage him at least a little bit. There's stuff down there. There's only acolyte eyes, even if there's 3. Because I also have my dash. So if I was still up there, Dragon would have actually spawned right behind me, and that would put me in a pickle. If that happened, I would have immediately jumped down. But anyways, back up here. This one is the captain. This one's going to be rough because he has a solar shield, so I'm not going to be able to take it down a shot. But I do want to clear out all that I have anyways. I'm only going down close because I already feather, use my super. So I'm using that because I saw ammo on the ground. And then I'm just going to be careful on the side. You really want to be careful about those missile darkness because they can double up on you. And when you get hit by 2 of them, it hurts a lot and you can barely see a thing and you can just get eaten alive afterwards. I'm being a little aggressive here, because I don't want to fight them anymore. And that's him. Infinity Snake. This is the most annoying one in the run, just about, because he has an arc shield. This is the only guy with an arc shield in the entire Shattered Dungeon. I can almost even recommend switching guns right here, just for this guy for a little bit. So you don't have issues getting through his shield. He throws Axion bolts. If you're all the way back here, he doesn't throw them really. If you're one step further, he does. So I have Invis, and I'm going to be using it, and I do plan on using it. There's another action dude, another bacon act like the right. I hear the action bolt on the left. I'm half expecting it coming. Shooting it. He's hurt. So I am just aggressive. One thing about Invis is action bolts will lose track of you. So you can extra Invis and you generally don't really need to worry about one thing. So I'm going to be really aggressive right here, and I'm trying to use the shotgun because I have an Invis. If you look at the red light, I'm leaving if I need to. Flipping guns, and you shoot a little bit so it filters him, and that is him. Alright. Well, the bird is the last one, so that's back at the start. And this one is kind of special. You might think that, oh, since you're almost done, you don't need to worry about anything anymore. But this guy is actually one of the... Not one of the worst. He can be surprising. He's just a double-bladed captain with a fire shield. The special thing about him is that he chases you to the end of the earth, which I'll demonstrate shortly. So, and he will just keep chucking those at you and then stab you and go. So he also moves exceptionally fast. I'm not too worried about him hitting me again. He is right on my tail. He is right on my tail. He almost hit me again. I'm just coming right over here. He chases you all the way to right here. He will not chase you down, but he will throw those at you. Do not move left or right, you are on the bridge. Okay. Now that he is calmed down, I will try to safely kill him. But like as you saw, sometimes he'll throw the things at you anyways. If I go invis, I need to go invis on a spot that is safe. I might even just cross over to him and then go invis, but I have to be careful because he'll then melee me. I do not want to go invis to my left or my right, or even necessarily behind me, because even though I think behind me is safe right now, it might hit me at a weird angle, and that will get me over. And he didn't really move from there. I need to dodge this, because one of those brought me to red. Just one. Behind me, I am going to show the shield. Shield up. I believe I need to reload my shotgun. I do not. Which means as soon as we get close, wrap it up. Don't need this. And this. Alright. The rest is just can fodder. If you have a super, I'd use it on him. Especially if you're like Blade Barrage or any other super basically besides this, just go ahead and use it. You really don't want to die. And that is the Labyrinth. Not too bad. If you die, you have to start over at the beginning of the Labyrinth, and that takes a while. Enhanced stuff. Yep. Alright. As you notice, I carry more Whisper than normal because I have sniper rifle reserves. Times 2. I also have sniper rifle targeting. I should probably equip I have an enhanced one, and that's probably what you want, but meh. I like the looks of the outfit, so I'm using this one. There we go. Something I'm always curious about is whether or not if you can Titan skate, or at least with Titan fly all the way over there or not. Because that is where all the phalanxes show up later. There's probably a kill wall in between, but I'm still curious. So right here, you come up to the very edge. There's an invisible Minotaur down on the left. He hasn't dosed me yet, so he's not invisible yet. I only have one bullet. Alright, he's still there. And then I should kill each one of these. So, you might think that you're nice and safe now that you got past the labyrinth and the hobgoblins that like to bug you. Unfortunately, that is not. Oh no. Yeah, I can actually pick the volume there. Alright. So, you're not really safe here because there are, I think there's 4 or 5. I would say there's one more, there's 5 or 6 snipers. And when they get a headshot on you, they're going to bring you straight to red life. And about all of them can see you at the same time. Unless they're staying out. But basically, if one starts shooting at you, just back off. Don't contest that one because it's not just one. Come on. Alright, there's another one. And as I move forward, there will be more. I think that's 3 or 4. It's going to be some small life like that here. By ignoring them, just kill them real quick. Right here is about when you're going to get shot from above by a Minotaur. Just back up. Let's see if that was enough to draw them out. Yep, it is. And that Minotaur can just waste you when you're over there because he has a really good line of sight on you. And you draw him back out. I'm going to go forward, I think, even though he's still there. He might fall down and chase me from behind, which is going to go and struggle. So there's the links right, straight forward on the right there. I don't want to be goofed off, kill them, and story basically. Hello, Vandal. Nope. There's another Minotaur on the other side, so there's actually 2, and potentially will be 2 over there. So you can fall down. See where they're at. He didn't die because I didn't get any glimmer. I'm actually looking for yeah, that's both of those 2. So I know I saw another Vandal up there, and I think the other Minotaur is still alive. I'm going to take care of all of the other ads first. Thing is, Minotaur might pop up suddenly because I saw him fall off. He falls off the edge, nobody dies. He just respawns. This is why I fight Paragon mods, because I keep doing this. You gotta jump on the inside. Okay, there you go. Alright. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to take down the shield first. And using the feather on there. turn invisible. Feel that. You get your shield back, so I'm just looking there. I meant to use my grenade a little earlier. That's okay. He falls off, he's going to respawn next shot. 5 shots back. Okay, next room. There's a couple different ways to go through this room. You can get really good angles on the right and on the left. I'm going to be reckless this time. If this gets me killed, don't do this. But I'm pretty sure with this build I can just run through this. But just take your time here and kill all the snipers in the back. And yeah. Fine. I kind of noticed front door because those knights there will breathe fire and walk you from basically hitting them. More or less, just kill them all. You can snipe them if you want. You're good with Whisper. You use the bow, because that works. Scout rifle and inaugural dress, those all things work. Alright. Hopefully they don't come back and push me off the edge. Here, if you want to do Whisper, and you want to get 3 headshots. 1, 2, 3. I missed. Try this again. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, got my ammo back. So this room has randomly generated blobs of darkness. So the path you take each time might not actually be the same. This path wall in the back will always be safe though, right here. And you want to put your back against this. So that he doesn't push you off. You can also run back as soon as you start spawning all the way back in that room. That also works. Me, since the blob's on the right, I'm going to go straight. The blob's here, the will spawn over there. Same thing. I'm going to move forward till the eye spawns, turn around, and back. Putting my back against the pillar so I don't get pushed off. So at 600 light, without the Transcendent Blessings, it takes 3 unwhispered shots to kill one, which means I get my ammo back. If it's whispered, it takes 2, and I won't get my ammo back. So that's unfortunate that the blob is over there. No, I can walk around it. It's one that's on the next one, that's where it's really unfortunate. When it's on that. Okay. If it ever is. Maybe it's not randomly generated and I'm just crazy. But I was almost positive that the blob was on that one, not that one. And I had to make some really, really difficult jumps. But these days I can just walk it. And it's nice and peaceful. Might also be based on what path you take. If you take the path on the left, then it's totally safe. One more orbital spawn. Just head back to the pillar. Turn your back to it. And go snipe. Alright, ammo back. And I can go to the vents. There is holes between where these bridges go and they connect. You can fall down that little thing and die. If you run, you can actually run over that hole. At least at 10 mobility, I think you can cross for mobility, but yeah. And then you're safe. So, if you do not have 10 mobility for this next part, or you're not a hunter, I recommend grabbing Crimson. And grabbing Crimson. However, you're still going to do the same-ish thing. You move forward, and I will point out the spots that you go, but I will not be stopping there. You do not underestimate this full throttle. And if I mess up, too much over. You want to jump right there or right there, specifically right there where I shot my arrow, because they actually can't reach you there. And then you can fill up on life again. They'll always keep spawning, but you can at least fill up on life. I think there was another spot that you can land on as a temporary relief. Here's another spot you can land. And then you fill up with life. And you need to get at least a little bit of life when you get out of there, because otherwise your life doesn't regen until you take some damage after you leave. And where you would take damage is, I'll show you in a little bit. You don't take damage by jumping too high of a fall. You can take damage from these blasts here. I don't recommend it, really. Don't test them. This, take an acid stuff, step on it, step off of it. Let your life regen. That is where you take damage. There will be a phalanx right around the corner, so you don't move forward until you're back. If I had Transcendent Blessings, those would die with one hit, but I'm not that way. There's one more phalanx off to the right when I get to this platform. But I'm simply going to go straight so that I'll leave both off the cliff. Right here, there are a lot of phalanxes, so you can kill them from here. You can move closer if you want. Up to you. There's 3 or 4 that are near the front that'll chase you. The rest like to stick in the back. So. Down the front. There's no one to my right, I can hear him. But I gave myself plenty of room. So I'm going to use my tether right there. Just so that I can kill all these guys fast. That's the only reason why, it's just so I kill them faster. I didn't do a good, if I do a good one, I can actually kill all of them right there. You may not want to do your super right there because it makes the timer be over. So, you may just want to save your super. I'm not worried because I don't use my super during the overfight really. Except a couple spots for convenience or as a panic maneuver, but it's not good if I'm using it as a panic maneuver because that means I did something wrong. So the main reason my Night Stalker for all of this actually is because of this encounter specifically. There's a couple ways to do this. There is one way to do this normally. 2, if you're with the strat of just running, turning invisible. I guess the 3rd strat is if you're Slayerage, but if you're Slayerage, I don't know why you're watching my video. We want to go back here on this left. Ads randomly spawn on the right and possibly left. I'll do the right for a second. So we concentrate on where ads spawn until we move right on the left button. So that person on the right is was a goblin, it can be a vandal too. Alright, I messed up a couple times right there. And I will clarify what I messed up. Do not be this restless unless you have it in those good. Normally speaking, you go from right here to right here. When you rotate is actually when you see the wizard. That's when you rotate down here. Now, what I messed up on was I was too far to the left, because when you're to the left too much, a little bit more, there can be vandals right there, and there can be goblins, and they can shoot you when you're standing next to their that's why you need to be careful. At the very beginning, the reason why I have to concentrate is because 2 Vandals can spawn right there and right there, and they can both snipe me at the very beginning. There's also one that can spawn behind me, but he usually doesn't shoot. You can die immediately after they spawn. I have died before, it sucks. Wizard's there, I move back, and I can take a look now. I see a Goblin and a Vandal, so I take care of both. I'm going to take a double view because I haven't keep count. You should keep count. There are 2 Vandals and 2 Goblins always. How to run across safely. Now it's time to run across. In order to run across safely, I need to pin the Wizard swoop to the left. I can actually just invis and go across, but if you're not, Night Stalker can't do that. To get them to appear, you just shoot to the left and they'll move. You could then run safely across. Usually. That is not true for reverse. On the reverse, the person can swoop back and actually just nail you. Wizard will swoop from right to left and just nail you with all of it. So I don't recommend that. So this is, the cover on the right and left are different. The Wizard is even more likely to creep up behind me and shoot from right here-ish. They can get you can get really bad angles. The Wizard from there can be in the back, can shoot you from straight across, and then if you're right here, can shoot you from right here. It's just not a very safe way to shoot. I am being super reckless right now because I have an invis. I can just go invis all the time, every day. I've noticed I've killed all the enemies. This is where you have 2 options. 1, you can start killing. 2, you can kill the back ads. If you are a Titan or a Warlock, I recommend start killing. If you can turn invisible regularly like I can, you can work on the back ads. The reason is because I can stand up here, take aim, and kill the ones in the back, albeit slowly. But I've killed 1 Goblin with 2 Vandals, I don't see that. So I'm going to go back and forth, trying to kill his back ads, but you do not need to do that if you're just doing it solo. Because I'm trying to go for a flawless, I want to be extra careful because I want to make sure that these guys' backs don't bother me. I'm hit him a little bit, so not kill. I also need listening carefully to my right and to my left about the Wizards and where their attacks are and where they're positioned. I notice my invis isn't up, so I'm not taking that much risk this time. I'll go in this because I'll be able to get good shots on that Goblin. You do want the good volume sound effects on here so that you can listen or when the Wizard on the left and right are firing. So if they're firing and you're visible, you do not want to do that. Another positive thing about the bow is that I can aim and draw the flame without it turning me visible, which is really nice. That is the Vandal. Real fun hit. I believe there was 1 more Vandal in the bag. I'm going to double jump to make sure on this side. I did not get any in there, so he's still alive. I also need to keep track of my ammo. You can't really do this if you're using Inaugural Address. I can do this because I'm using the bow. I spent over 8 hours on this fight when I was 380. And I was practicing stuff those entire 8 hours. Even though I was trying to do it, I wasn't varying things up. So I do have a lot of practice in my belt with the terms of volume. Alright, admin back in front are dead. I need to get safe. Alright. I am not concerned about the wizard flight bars. However, I am concerned about is the location I killed this one. I don't want to kill the wizard where the wizard's located right now because the ogre can get a good shot at me against the wall with that army. What I want to do is the wizard can move left. He is, I'm being shot by the wizard from behind. Keeping that in mind. And now let's go. Turn the business so I can get over here. Taking cover right here. And now I'm going to be quiet for a little bit so I can do this. That looks fun. Right here is where you would kill the other ads, but not necessarily. That timer don't matter as most, so use super if you need to. If you kill the wizard, you should start running it around 22 seconds, whether or not the wizard's dead. If the wizard's not dead, you need to use your super. Just get over there. Use shotgun on the ads. That's what I do with sometimes shotgun the wizard after the shield's down. Okay, I'm going to concentrate for a little bit. Action bolt keeps tracking. Shotgun. Still back. And the action bolt is tracking. I don't worry about them. This is the other spot you would use your super if you haven't already. So use it. Get back in safety. Kill the ads. I got 40 swimmer, that means all 4 of the outside. One vandal. One goblin. So after you've killed the 4th wizard, ads will spawn. Ads will spawn at the front of the room. It's actually the first wizard, if I remember correctly, and the first wizard will also spawn with his own sets of ads in case you missed one orb, because I think the theory behind it. But they're only at the front of the room. If you're at the back of the room, they won't really shoot you. At the front of the room, when you're slamming, they can actually shoot you. You have to be really careful about that. It might not be a bad idea to kill 2 of them. You're given 40 seconds, that's plenty of time. Back. Shotgun left. I didn't realize it. Thinking about something else. Should not be doing ranges. The wizards are shooting just because they can see you on the left. which means you can just I can't really get a good shot on the Bengal right there. Saving that white brick right there. There's usually a lot of ammo in the back though, but just in case I run out of arrows for some. That would be cool. The second half of their blast can start seeking in on you. So just because you start turning visible at the beginning, you're turning visible halfway through, doesn't mean that the rest of the blast won't hit you. It's only stuff while you're invisible. The shots fired while you are invisible. Or killed. I am almost positive there's still no end of that arrow. I'm going to take another look before I go for kills. Teleported. Those vandals will do that on me, put me back in. And I feel like I'm I'm still alive. You kind of notice that I kind of ignore the ogre for the most part, like I get hit. Like, oh no, I got hit. The thing is that when he hits me, he pushes me off and uses this towards cover. If he pins me against the wall, he'll just kill me. It's really hard to get out of against the wall. And I am being extremely reckless because I have been shield. Normally you kind of wait, you draw them out, and then cross. This is a little riskier than I imagined. That was on the other side of the road. If I start getting hit right here, I know the wizard's on the right has a line of sight on me, and I will run it immediately back. Once again though, if you're not going to follow us, just go ahead and go back there. It's almost definitely going to kill him and the wizard just fine. Just be aware that the orb will only run back for about 2 seconds. One more arrow will do it. Alright. There might be one more golem, but I'm not worried about that one. Wizard on the back with a beat on me while I'm on the too far to the top. If I'm worried, I can turn into a there. I'm not. Whispered shot. 2 whispered shots will take them. I want to refill on ammo. Grab the bow. This wizard will actually go towards me from this position. So from right here, you got about 10 seconds to get over. 12, about 12 seconds to get over there and grab the orb. So if you kill it, so there's 2 vandals, the vandal will shoot you. If you shoot the vandals, you might not have enough time to run over and pick it up. Hence, you should run. Ooh, she's a lot further than I like to be. But she's also pretty low life. I'm going to let her go a little bit closer. I got like 30 seconds. Probably not a grenade. This is the one where the at spawn is in front. See, wizard. I don't have the invis enough running time that I like. Yep. Back again to get rid of the tracking. They're a little close to me. They might kill me with phase up. If you're high enough, you have defense. Right. 3 of those. I do not know. I can spy you. Turning endurance. Really good run. I generally, yeah, I try and do that. Letting them all spawn. Just come on the left. 40 limit, exact number I want, and all 4 of them have died. So I just need one more damage hits. This fight is a lot easier when you're higher light, by the way. If you're 10 lights below, you can do it. I've done it. I think that's the fair to 20, 30 light below. No, 20 light below. 530. But it can be pretty. I always need to check on that left side when I come over here, see if it does have the beat on it. They can also move forward and off on the right. Kind of high. When I turn invis, I'm moving forward. That is all I'm going to do. Drop him down. Come back to the other side. Throw in some arrows just because let's see what that is. At that point, I'm going to go down the left and do this. Explosive arrows all together with the opportunity to accuracy still damage them. Yay! Just left side. Not the other one. I keep running back there because I want their. They'll sometimes shoot the last spot they saw you. I want them to shoot the spot back there. I also want the wizard to keep moving back there. I don't want the wizard to come back. Alright, we're going to reposition now. Can you do this? I can't see it. Plus one's injured. He moves off already. Might be able to stop him. This is also called flirting with death, by the way. It's quite the feat. I'm getting impatient, so I'm just going to go full forward. Now. Okay. Hit it. Didn't I hit that? There's one. Alright. One more. Still on that side. So much. We're going the other direction. Oh, I'm pressing it. One's still alive. There it is. Hello, friend. Come on, one more vandal. That's all I do. There you go. Sorry, what? No, I'm doing it in 3. I'm on the 3rd. Okay. And work on the wizard. So I need to get the wizard back up here. Is it possible to do it when damage takes place? Am I going to? Have I ever done it? With other people, yes. By myself, no. I don't recommend it. That one's really easy to get free with the stuff. And it's always located right there. Alright. Move him back. It's on my left a little. Very attention. So, reloading Whisper. As soon as the wizard dies on skin, just run over. Okay. this. So this is the fun part where you have to run all the way around to the other side. Because I have an invis build, I just run back over the other side. You have 50 seconds, so plenty of time to let your life regen twice. Don't do the slams, otherwise you'll have invisible Minotaur at the back getting you during the cave, by the way. Shoot tether at the beginning. Actually not shoot acting bolts, but I just choose Biz and go for that. I know it's going to stop. Okay, now it's over. And that is Vorgeth. Really, I know a lot of people call him the hardest encounter, but as you see with this build specifically, you can mess up, you can be sloppy like me, you're fine.
At last.
I actually have a rough time on the final fight, which I'm aware there's cheese for, but I don't use it. I don't really. I mean, it's something like jumping on a lantern, but I don't know if a wizard can hit you on a lantern or not. But the thing is, I don't really even like to look at it. Excuse me. Just jump down safely. You're in no rush. These rocks don't turn, luckily. I could kill him or I could just ignore him. I'm just going to ignore him. We're scary wizards! Okay. I'm going up here. Now this guy does have a name, so I do think I need to kill him. Alright, there seems about right. Yay, numbers! Right here I recommend just killing all of them that back here. I think that's the yellow guy left. I'm going to now switch over to Gunslinger, because that's what my final build is actually Gunslinger. With Flame Barrage. I'll take a look at that later. Then also, instead of those, I'll be using these. Got 597 now. Should've sniped him. Yeah, level up. Anyone else? Nope. That summoning sound is actually pretty low. On this one. It makes me happy. You didn't give me mine. Alright. Gonna pick up all the ammo stuff inside Vorgeth's room, but oh well. Kill the guys from far away. We're going to fight against knights here and phoenixes and goblins with big guns. 2 goblins with big guns and 2 phoenixes. Right there. Carefully, being careful, being very careful. Okay. 3 goblins. If the phalanx falls down there, by the way, he just respawns like a couple moments later, so just be careful. Okay. Yeah. You can throw shadow bolts up here when you're on the bridge. There's one captain, and then there's like 4 in that hallway over there. It's a lot. There's a vandal. I think there's 2 more. My check. Not taking any chances. Two shadow bolts, a really bad timed one. Pretty quick to kill you. If they fit you all the way. Not the third one. Almost definitely can. Like I felt it was here. I think. A captain can fall down here, so just be aware of that as you're moving up towards this elevator. And then just head straight on. In case I have one less jump, I'm just being aware of that. Don't move, don't move. Okay. Should be 2 captains. Okay, so neither of the captains fell down. Yes, I am just going to kill them far away. Sometimes I wish there was a solar bow. Okay, frequently I wish there was a solar bow. Even if it was just like a rapid fire one. 3 captains. There are 3 captains. Come on. One more. Okay. Just be careful. Just be careful. Alright. They're all away, but you got double jump now. And you got... You can land right there, where you safe. This is where you want to fill up on Whisper if you are not full. Just kill these guys until they get to you. I wanted a white brick. And that's all that. There is a blank right here. Running into the door, I'll keep track of shadow calls and jump down on the back. Let's kill the blink with some big hits, so it'll be fine. That one fell down, so back. Be careful that doesn't spawn behind me. Do what it could. There we are. Anyway, I'm going to move slower because one decides to jump on me again. Alright, this is where I lost Flawless earlier, and I missed that super jump. There's 2 hobgoblins. Early, and there's 1 later. before. Goodbye, Hobgoblin. Alright, I have made it farther on my flawless attempt than I have before. Which gets my heart pumping a little bit. I'm sorry if you die and you're flawless on the boot thing. My condolences, I have been there. Checking all my ammo, make sure I'm full. Okay. So, at the moment, there is a bug with Whisper, where sometimes it will proc Night White Nail after the second shot. I need to pay attention to that while I'm doing this. So, a Whisper breathing 2 shots will cause these guys to flinch and stagger and disappear. I'm going to shoot each of them once, and then if the thing procced early, I'm going to keep shooting basically until I see 3 shots. I'm then going to go to the right to right there, where my cursor is now. Throw a grenade over there, shoot them with my bow, then switch to my shotgun and kill them. Then I'll be killing the rest of them with my bow while I car in the corner, and then I'll be sniping. I'll run across, snipe the knights from across the way with small, unwhispered shots. Use my super when 2 of them are low, or all of them are low. Hopefully not die to the one that runs at me. Collect all 3 buffs, snipe the wizard, and it's over. So, unlikely that'll happen, but if it does, awesome. Crap, I'm going to die. There's my focus. For the bad grenade. Oh well. I'll give it one more shot tonight, but that is how you do flawless. Bye.